What is Harris's biggest accomplishment to date as vice president?
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore.
She was
Vice President.
she was a very good vice president.
That's an interesting question. Getting to vice president.
I have to do more research on her, honestly. I'm just glad to see a woman of color in charge for once. That's it.
I haven't followed her political career that closely.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I don't want to do that.
Former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard noted that as well. She's endorsed Donald Trump. She told the National Guard Association of the US, of which she is a veteran, that Trump understands better than Kamala Harris the grave responsibility of the office. And she also explained a little bit about why, after 20 years in the Democrats, she is now backing Donald Trump.
So I mean what I say when I share with you that I know that President Trump understands the grave responsibility that a president and commander-in-chief bears for every single one of our lives. Whether you're a soldier, you're an airman, a Marine, sailor, or a coastie, he keeps us in his heart in the decisions that he makes. We saw this through his first term in the presidency, when he not only didn't start any new wars, he took action to de-escalate and prevent wars. He exercised the courage that we expect from our commander-in-chief in exhausting all measures of diplomacy, having the courage to meet with adversaries, dictators, allies, and partners alike in the pursuit of peace. seeing war as a last resort. The truth is, as we head towards our decision as a country in November, the same cannot be said about Kamala Harris. In fact, the opposite is true, and we're living through this reality today as this administration has us facing multiple wars on multiple fronts and regions around the world, and closer to the brink of nuclear war than we ever have been before. This is one of the main reasons why I'm committed to doing all that I can to send President Trump back to the White House, where he can once again serve us as our commander-in-chief.
Josh, she also spoke about observing Donald Trump with the Gold Star families and noting how he really understands and appreciates the sacrifice of those who serve. This is a powerful endorsement.
Extraordinarily powerful. I mean, it's probably important to remind the viewers here, you know, Tulsi Gabbard ran for president of the United States as a Democrat just 4 years ago. I mean, she was in that very crowded primary, the primary that Joe Biden ultimately won, the primary, by the way, in which Kamala Harris did not get a single primary delegate because she was out well before the first votes were cast. But, you know, this is consecutive weekdays, Rita. So the Tulsi endorsement was Monday here in the U.S. RFK Jr. endorsed on Friday. You know, those are two very, very, very prominent ex-Democrats who are endorsing Donald Trump now, frankly, for very similar reasons, too, actually. If you connect the dots between these two high-profile endorsements, they're both talking a lot about the fact that Donald Trump is a man of peace, which actually makes a great deal of sense when you consider the fact that during his 4 years as president, the world was not on fire in virtually every geopolitical and strategic theater that you can name. Vladimir Putin did not invade Ukraine. Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas were not circling up on Israel. Maduro down in Venezuela was not trying to invade oil and natural gas fields next door. China was contained in the East and South China. I could go on there, but it's such a turning of the script, Rita, from where the two parties here in the U.S. were as recently as 15, 20 years ago. You know, back when John McCain was running for essentially a third Bush term back in 2008, you know, Republicans at that time were the party of spreading democracy and these moralistic boondoggles overseas. You know, how the script has turned now in the year 2024. You have former Democrats endorsing a Republican for purposes of peace, whereas the Biden-Harris establishment is in favor, frankly, of these feckless forever wars, including the Russia-Ukraine theater.